Triple H said tonight would change the game. Well, Triple H, I think you're a liar. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling here for the WWE Smackdown review for the 28th of April 2023. Night one of the WWE draft, and this show was diabolical, let's be honest.
Yep, it didn't change the game, it changed the channel. It was not very good. But you know what? Everything we predicted happened to a T. And I'm not surprised. I'm not even disappointed. It's the norm. You hype up these shows that, oh look, this is like a better edition of the normal shite we give you. It's like stuff we used to do back then. It's a draft. But no, it's not.
It was probably worse than the average SmackDown. I'd argue this is the worst show since Mania.
Yeah.
I thought this was fucking horrendous.
3 matches, right? 2 of them were awful. I mean, yes, you've got a Mania rematch, but you knew what was happening here. Every day of the week, you knew the Usos weren't going to win that match, and the other, I mean, what? Selena Vega against Sonya Deville. What was the other one?
LA Knight, and then there was that triple threat.
Like, I have no problem. So there's 4 matches. I have no problem with LA Knight winning or like having a match. But why can't he defeat him in like 2 minutes? Butch. Goes like 15 minutes.
15 minutes too long.
Give us RVD or Michaels talking for 15 minutes.
Speaking of the legends that came out, let's talk about this draft. How can anyone think this draft is good? It's literally random fucking legends who have no stake, they have no responsibility, they have no fucking team, they have no bet on this draft, they don't give a shit. Why does Teddy Long coming out? Why does RVD coming out? Why is that supposed to impress us? They don't care who's getting drafted to Raw, who's getting drafted to SmackDown. It doesn't affect them one iota. This should be a Raw general manager and a SmackDown general manager coming out and making their picks. But no, we're led to believe that higher-ups are locked away in fucking a blue room and a red room backstage making these picks. Then you're trying to tell, so you're trying to tell me like that they're picking garbage before the likes of Edge, Bobby Lashley, etc. No chance. That this draft is horrible. I mean, probably worse than 2019 draft.
Easily, man. Who is picking the likes of Street Profits before, like you said, any of them?
I know.
It's a joke. It's ludicrous. You know what? I can accept if they want to pick the women's champion, right? It's a champion. Like they push Belair, but the fucking what the Street Profits done?
Absolutely nothing. And of course, in round 1, because they picked Belair second, it's like, well, we need to pick a woman second on as well for Raw. So Raw selects Becky Lynch. I mean, in reality, they wouldn't be doing this shit, man. You'd be picking Edge, you'd be picking Bobby Lashley, you'd be picking the main event fucking stars. Like, no, this is like back in the day, if they brought a draft out, and it's like, oh, they drafted Rock, first, and Austin second, so third, they take Trish Stratus, who's the women's champion, instead of like drafting Undertaker, and then fourth, they pick fucking Mickie James just to level it out.
Triple H's nose is fucking sitting there like, here, why wasn't that picked?
Meanwhile, you've got Triple H, Undertaker, Goldberg, whatever, Brock Lesnar, all back, Shawn Michaels sitting there. Oh, but they're not.
Angle. Gaten.
Anyway, right, we start the show with Triple H comes out, says he's going to change the game.
His nose got bigger when he said that.
Pinocchio, Triple H, you're a fucking liar. Michael Cole calls Triple H the Game of Games. I mean, fuck me. The Game of Games.
What, is he Jigsaw?
Then he corrects himself and is like, oh wait, no, I meant the King of Kings.
The Game of Games.
How about the Liar of Liars?
The King of Ming?
Because he said this show was going to change the fucking game, and it changed nothing. And then later on, let's skip ahead a little bit, the Street Profits come out, and they make a big deal about, oh, now the Street Profits are going to be on SmackDown. They were already on fucking SmackDown. What's he talking about? They just had a match tonight. And this draft doesn't take effect till after Backlash. So let's not pretend like the Street Profits were only wrestling tonight because they got drafted. This match was already scheduled to take place. But how convenient did Street Profits... That's how garbage is. They don't even... And then, oh, look at that. The OC get drafted, and funnily enough, they're just waiting backstage to come out.
And where's the reaction for Styles here? It's like first appearance in what, near a year?
The whole thing is phony as fuck.
No, it is. It's. I just don't get any of this, man. Like people will bum like Triple H, but like, what did Triple H do here? This just felt like I mean, like worse than the 2019 one, which was horrendous.
Could you imagine in the 2002 draft, McMahon picks Rock first, and then instead of The Rock coming out and cutting a promo on McMahon, and The Rock wasn't dressed to compete or nothing. Could you imagine McMahon picks The Rock, and then The Rock just comes out in his wrestling gear and goes straight into a scheduled match against fucking Tajiri?
Like, and there's no reaction to the picks. Like, you used to get like backstage people like reacting to what brand they're going to.
The only people who got to see Backstage tonight were the NXT people who didn't get picked to the very fucking end, and even then it was two of the weirdest picks. I never seen those picks coming at all.
Nope.
Why would they just pick the people who have just become champion? What sense does that make?
Well, got pretty deadly in. They just drowned. They were written off NXT.
And then I just don't get this, because now if you take the belts off them, either A, it makes it look so fake because they're just happening to lose the belts before they go to the main show, or it's like they either drop the belts, come out and make them fake it, and then whoever wins it is like not even beating the real champion because they've already been drafted. The whole thing fucking sucks. So Triple H comes out and gives you round one. For some reason, he was able to do round one on his own, but every other round needed two people. Why, I don't know. He says that SmackDown selects Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. Now, he said this is going to change the game. When the drafts originally started, like, everyone was eligible. Tag teams got split up. 2002, we seen, obviously, the Dudleys get split up. Devon and Bubba going to separate brands. I mean, that was incredible at the time. But Triple H says this one's going to change the game. Yet everybody's fucking safe. All the factions are getting drafted together, like the OC, Imperium.
And the only one that doesn't is the one to fit the storyline.
The Bloodline. So it's funny enough, when Roman Reigns isn't too sure whether he's going to keep the Usos in the Bloodline or not, that's when all of a sudden, the Bloodline don't get drafted. It's 5 members. And you know what? I don't see how it works, Roman Reigns kicking at the Usos, because let's be honest, the only way this Bloodline story continues week in, week out is because the Bloodline's actually there and Roman Reigns ain't. If the Usos leave the Bloodline, unless Roman Reigns is willing to actually fucking come back and do full time, I just don't see how it works.
No, you're right, exactly.
So it's just going to be Paul Heyman talking to Solo Sikoa on his own?
It's not going to work, you're right.
So for that reason, I think the Usos will end up staying with the Bloodline, or either the Bloodline split up, or Roman Reigns goes back and works more shows. Something has to happen.
Like, why wasn't he there the night? It's a draft, supposed to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Where's the big dog?
The second pick goes to Raw, and they choose Cody Rhodes. So, any hope of Cody Rhodes winning the belt off Roman Reigns is now gone, and you're on about Cody finishing his story. It's not a very good story, is it? I couldn't beat the real champion, so I have to win the new vacant belt that hasn't got a champion. It's like...
And I tell you what, if he doesn't win this new vacant belt, it's even worse. It's almost like they have to give him it, but even if it's a lose-lose.
I wouldn't give him it,
No, I wouldn't give him it, but then, if you don't give him this belt, who's he going to feud with?
Fuck no.
What's the future for... Wait, we just have to wait?
Maybe he wins the next Royal Rumble. Faces Reigns again.
Why didn't they just have him beat Reigns, man?
And then they could have just split the belts and they wouldn't need to introduce this new belt that looks like shit. But no, don't do that. Second pick for Raw SmackDown is Bianca Belair. Then she cuts a fucking promo like The Rock live via satellite, and that's the only similarities it had with The Rock.
Yep.
Just garbage. Her fucking sending a video from Belfast in. I mean, what the fuck is this shit? And then Becky Lynch gets drafted to Raw because, we picked a woman for SmackDown, so we need to pick a woman for Raw. God forbid. What's that? Edge is available, Bobby Lashley? Nah. We'll pick Becky Lynch. Why not? So that's the first round. Who do you think got the better of the first round, by the way? I mean, SmackDown did get 4 people in comparison to Raw, who got 2.
You know what? I don't know. I'll go with SmackDown because they got Belair, who's awful, but it's like it's a change of scenery. But with Raw, it's like that's where Rhodes and thingy have been.
Yeah, so we SmackDown mixed up a little bit. Then we got LA Knight versus Butch. LA Knight beats Butch, but it took way too long, and LA Knight picks up a victory. So yeah, he wasn't eligible to be drafted tonight. Well, LA Knight get drafted on Monday. Well, I'm assuming he will. You know what? Maybe him going to Raw is the best thing for him, because I think the damage is done on SmackDown, isn't it? Like, I mean,
yeah.
So yeah. Before that happened, though, we had Usos and Sami Zayn and Owens argue on the Titantron on top of the ramp, and Owens is like, "All I want to do is fight. I don't want to talk. I want to fight." I mean,
Kevin Owens is a fat, cringy bastard. That's all I'm saying.
But in fairness, he has lost weight, so...
No, he has, but you know what? See this face persona that he has? It's awful. It's so fake. See any, like...
Honestly, I think the only time he was actually good was when he was with Jericho.
No, but see this stuff he does with like Sami Zayn, where it's like he dumb. Oh, what you mean with Jey Uso? Fucking get in the bin, man. Fuck this fat bastard. I don't care if he's lost weight. Fuck him. Get in the bin.
Yeah, then Heyman is backstage with the Usos. He says that tonight is your night, that you can either win and be on the island of relevancy or the ocean of obscurity as former champions.
Where's Roman Reigns?
I mean, does Heyman think that he's fucking great just with these little puns? These little fucking titles, or the ocean of obscurity? Is that great? Is that supposed to get the viewers up for like 2 million to 3?
You know what I'd actually like to see? I'd like to see the Usos turn face and just fucking super kick Paul Heyman till he dies.
I could maybe arrange that. I just don't get it. I mean, so they lose the belt and they're going to kick them out.
I know.
So when Roman Reigns loses the belt, does he get kicked out?
Oh, what, you could just turn here, Roman, mate. We've helped you fucking keep that title. How about you win it clean for us?
Yeah, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have the bloody belt. So, yeah, whatever. Then we see... And by the way, the Usos are so fucking dumb, man. It's obvious that Heyman has like been setting up like ultimatums for them for the last couple of weeks. He's been basically saying to them, look, if you don't win, yous are out. Roman Reigns has been threatening Solo Sikoa to like fucking take them out with a spike for weeks now, but they don't even see it. They're portraying the Usos as fucking dumb.
Really dumb.
Speaking of dumb, the next pairing we got Rob Van Dam, who came out to a big pop, and then Michael Hayes came out, and it's like almost nobody knew who he was.
And yeah, no one cares about Michael. Why are they getting Michael Hayes to break this from RVD?
I feel like...
And Michael Hayes did all like the talking. Van Dam goes fantastic, and the fucking crowd went ballistic.
Do you not feel like if you're from that kind of era, you need it to be over? It's like, see, from the 80s, like if they're going to bring you, I think you need to be like Hogan.
Yeah.
Or Flair, or something like that, you know. I mean, Michael Hayes was just a fucking a third wheel of a tag team, wasn't he? Like, really?
The fabulous Freebirds.
I don't know, it's not, doesn't cut it for me, like.
No, but like, you're right. You see, at the end of the day, so what if he's a part of the Freebirds? Like, see if they brought out the third or fourth member of the Horsemen? Would anyone today or us know who the fuck they were?
No.
We wouldn't care. I mean, even if it was our answer, I wouldn't care. It needs to be the nature boy. Just a weird parent, and you know what? It's alright seeing Michael Hayes on TV, but...
No, but let's be honest.
Do anything?
Even then, Michael Hayes was... The Freebirds even around when Raw started? Was Michael Hayes not more the territory days?
I think it was, yeah.
It's like... No one's probably ever seen... Alright, I get it, you had a short stint with the Hardys. But no one's probably really seen Michael Hayes wrestle that much on TV, whereas Rob Van Dam, people have fucking grew up watching Rob Van Dam.
For the past 25 years.
Main event, you know, win world titles. No one's seen... It's a strange pairing, like... No disrespect to Michael Hayes, but... He's just not that fucking over. I mean, Teddy Long never won world titles, but... The guy was SmackDown GM for years. People know Teddy Long.
He was a manager, he was a referee.
Teddy Long comes out, he gets a pop. I mean, Michael Hayes comes out and people are like, who the fuck's that idiot dressed like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no offence to Michael Hayes, I
mean, X-Pac cut his ponytail off and playing around from hell, so...
No, I just don't think Michael Hayes is...
Over?
Yeah, there's no offence to the guy, like... But, to me, he's like a guy that would come out with the referees to break up a fight.
Yep.
You know, it's like one of those kind of guys. He's not a legend that I would expect to come back.
Even someone like Finlay comes out and breaks him up. I mean, he's fucking... I'd say Finlay get more of a fucking pop than Michael Hayes.
But that's what I mean. Finlay actually had a run on TV.
Yeah.
I don't think Michael Hayes ever had that. In fact, Michael Hayes is from that era where Raw wasn't there and it was, mainly just like events and stuff. They never had the weekly television. So unless you were a fucking top guy in the 80s, no one's really going to remember who you are. That is a fact.
We on Saturday night.
No, but see now, since they've got the longest running episodic TV, you can be like a lower mid-carder, right? And you'll be more known. As long as you've been in wrestling the past, 30 years, you'll be more known than Michael Hayes.
I know.
I guarantee, even name people that are from, Dolph Ziggler, Gregory Helms. I'm trying to think of people that were pretty low down in the card.
Even Brooklyn Brawler's more known than this bastard.
Like a Spike Dudley or whatever, people like that. I mean, they're going to be more known than Michael Hayes. I just don't think anybody knew who Michael Hayes fucking was. But anyway, they come out. Rob Van Dam, Michael Hayes. The next announcements are the Street Profits. So the Street Profits are coming in number 5 overall. Is anyone believing that? I'm not.
There's no momentum behind them. This is the weirdest pick of the night.
Yeah. Then Raw picks the Imperium. Then SmackDown picks Edge, and then Raw picks Matt Riddle. I mean, how can Edge be picked after the Street Profits? Is it purely a fact, we picked the singles, then we picked a woman, so now we need to pick a tag team? I genuinely believe that's what it is. Because they don't want to show favouritism to a single division.
I know what the thing is, right? Why would you pick the Street Profits over Imperium?
Yeah, I mean...
You're getting a tag team and an IC champion?
It just made no sense to me. Yeah, I mean...
what? RVD was pretty good here. He did the RVD thing and said fantastic.
He did, but even then, should Raw not have really picked Imperium second in the first round?
I know.
Instead they picked Becky Lynch, why wouldn't you take the Intercontinental Championship? Because see, back when McMahon and Ric Flair done it, they were mentioned. They realised, no, I'm not letting you take all the titles.
Because that's when it was fucking good.
Look at how far wrestling's come. Ric Flair was his last pick, picked Lita, and McMahon fucking made fun of him. You picked a woman! and now the women have to get picked both second rounds or else it's sexist. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're falling. Wrestling's falling at the...
How the mighty have fallen.
Then we get the Street Profits versus Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the LWO. It's a win for the Street Profits. They beat Ricochet and Braun Strowman. I think Ricochet got beat at WrestleMania, did he not?
Yeah.
By the Street Profits in that match. I'm pretty sure it was Ricochet that took the pin. Took the pin tonight. Doesn't look good for Ricochet. And why are they being drafted as a tag team?
I don't know.
Oh, the game can change, but fucking Ricochet and Strowman. And then Michael Cole says that everyone's referring to Ricochet and Braun Strowman as the modern day superheroes. Who? Name me one person.
I don't know, because I'm not. No one is. Can you elaborate, Michael? Come on, son.
Superheroes? I mean, no,
what's superheroes about them?
Super shit. Then we come back for the break with JBL and Teddy Long. Up next, SmackDown selects Bobby Lashley. Teddy says Raw picked Drew McIntyre. Then JBL announces the next pick is the OC. And the final pick is Raw keeping The Miz. I don't understand why SmackDown get the first pick in every round. Surely if SmackDown got the first pick in round 1, then maybe Raw should have the first pick in round 2.
Maybe Raw get the first pick on Raw.
That could be it. But again, I mean, these picks here, the Miz one just fucking kills me. I wouldn't have been happy if The Miz got drafted to SmackDown, but I mean, it would have been better than Raw. The Miz on Raw is just... Oh my god.
His best run recently was on SmackDown. I know he won the title on Raw, but I feel like Miz's best run was talking smack with Daniel Bryan and Ziggler feud.
Yeah, so...
Which is a good 7 years ago.
I think Bobby Lashley on SmackDown could be fun. I mean, maybe he'll get a shot against Roman Reigns if he ever shows up. But I wouldn't count on it, Bobby.
Bobby against Edge, number 1 contender. We'll take it.
I was kind of hoping Edge would stay on Raw because I thought Edge would have made a good new world champion, but I guess they're not going down that route. SmackDown got the entire OC, even though AJ's been injured for months now, and we haven't even seen Gallows or Anderson. I thought they were both legit dead or released, but I guess they're back in the company now. And again, they get drafted as 4. It's just not really changing the game, is it? It's like everything is staying the same.
Literally.
So, yeah. Selena Vega versus Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville doesn't even get an entrance. Selena Vega comes out and gets noticed by JBL and Teddy Long. Why? I do not know. Selena Vega wins with a roll-up. Then Rhea Ripley comes out, attacks her from behind. Sonya Deville's not happy that Rhea got involved. It's not like... I don't get it. It's not like Rhea cost Sonya Deville the match. Now, you can understand if Rhea came out and maybe got Sonya DQ'd. But that didn't happen. So why is Sonya pissed off at Rhea Ripley?
I don't know, it's the whole Karen gimmick, isn't it?
I just don't get it, though.
It doesn't make any sense.
What would have made more sense to me would have been if Rhea Ripley wanted to beat up Selena Vega and Sonya Deville was also wanting to beat her up and she tried to get in on the action and Rhea Ripley was like, no, she's mine kind of deal. Then hits the headbutt. But I just don't see why Sonya Deville would turn round and pick a fight with Rhea Ripley. That makes no sense.
No, you're right, but at the end of the day, they're weapons.
Then Rhea Ripley goes to hit her Riptide and Selena Vega hits a DDT and then she runs up the ramp and runs away. And I guess the moral of the story is here, you only need 3 seconds. And Wade Barrett was saying the size gap's too big. Then Michael Cole brought up Rey Mysterio. Then Barrett says, you're using the one, the one, what do you call that? No, you stupid dick. No.
Anonymity?
No.
That's what it is?
No, it's not.
Well, fucking say what you want to say, mate.
Okay. You go.
I go, mate. You don't know what the word we're looking for here is, but Rey Mysterio, the biggest little man.
The one exception, that's it.
Fuck me, how long did it take you to get that out?
I couldn't remember what he said. So he said that's the one exception, which I think is true. Here, do you want to actually say something worthwhile here, or is it just me that has to sit through this painful fucking review here? Cause
I've had it plenty.
You've had it hee-haw.
I used a better word than exception. You fucking didn't even know what it is because your IQ's lower than this fucking show's rating.
Damn, man.
That's all I've needed to say. Buried.
I buried. Then Ray backstage says that Selena Vega can win. You've got the heart. You've got the heart. Then the OC come out to the ring. They get in the ring, but before AJ can speak, the Viking Raiders come out, and then the OC beat up the Viking Raiders. I'm not too sure what the point of this was.
It's establishing the OC, son.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders are...
no, but like Styles returns, right? And see if you're going to attempt to make him feel like a big draw that he is at one point.
How's the fucking bring the Viking Raiders going to do that?
Well, that and also like the reaction from Cole and Barrett. It's like, oh, there's AJ Styles.
As if he was just gone for a week or something.
He's been gone for about 11 months, something like that.
Close to, well, I think
so he got put at the balls by Rhea Ripley.
That's
more than 6 months.
I don't know. Then Shawn Michaels comes out with Road Dogg for the last round of picks.
Best part of the show.
Shawn says that SmackDown selects Damage Control, and Wade Barrett freaked out as if this was the best selection ever. I mean, honestly, I could not split them up. I fucking cannot stand Damage Control.
Damage Control, man.
Road Dogg says Raw select Nakamura for SmackDown. Shawn then says he's not too happy about this next one. It's SmackDown selects NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. You see them celebrating at the Performance Center. Shawn's not happy. And then Road Dogg says that if you weren't happy with that pick, then I'm not sure if it's possible to lose your smile twice, but you might with this next pick. And it's Indy Hartwell from NXT. So I enjoyed the Road Dogg line.
That was good. It was thoroughly good. Cheap pop.
But the 2 NXT picks, I mean, out of everybody from NXT, if you could have given me 10 guesses who was getting drafted tonight, I would not have guessed either of these.
Yeah. Especially the fact they're champions, man. That to me, that's even worse. It's like Carmelo Hayes getting brought up.
Yeah, like, why does Indy Hartwell win the belt if she's just going to get called up?
And again, I think it's just stupid. Even though it got us that line of the smile, is it not stupid that Michaels is announcing this?
Yeah. I mean, you can say it's stupid, but I mean, Road Dogg can say that you lost your smell. But if anything, if I was Michaels, I'd be thinking,
You could have lost fucking worse people.
Could have lost Braun Breaker or something, like, you know. So yeah, and like I don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to both? Now they announced a tag team match between the champs and Caden Carter and the other person, whatever her name is. It's just so fucking obvious they're going to lose the belts. Then what's going to happen with Indy Hartwell? She was wearing a knee brace. Is she going to defend the belts, or is she just going to vacate the belt? Who knows?
Apparently she got injured, so I think she'll just vacate it.
She did get injured. But again, if they had plans to call her up, why did they fucking ever take the belt off Roxanne Perez? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they're just acting on this injury.
Oh, well, if she's injured again, why are they calling her up? Again, makes even less sense to me.
Maybe it's only like a 2-month injury.
Well, why not just keep her in fucking NXT? I don't know.
Because she's earned her stripes. Time to move on.
Then we get the main event. It's, the Usos want Souls to come with them, but they don't. Heyman says nah.
Shinsuke Nakamura, mate, get battled backstage.
Alright, so Karrion Kross.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so Heyman says that no, Roman Reigns wants the spotlight on the Usos tonight, therefore Solo Sikoa is staying backstage. I mean, this whole controlling thing by Roman Reigns, and the Usos don't fucking see it. And Sammy's tried to warn them like a million times. Stupid, gullible bastards, man, honestly. Then we get the tag team match. I mean, look, it wasn't a bad match or whatever, but I just feel like we've seen this way too many fucking times.
Yeah, especially.
How long's this feud been going on for?
It's like
this combination.
I know, and as well, you just get the same involvements each week.
It might only be the second match that these two have had in what? A month?
Aye.
But like literally these two teams have been interacting non-stop since the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, literally.
So, yeah, I'm just sick of the whole bloodline, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens thing. Heyman gets a phone for Roman Reigns. Reigns says he wants Solo to go and finish it. Heyman tells Solo, this is your night. Solo's making his way to the ring, gets attacked by Riddle. That takes him out of the equation. Stunner for Kevin Owens. Haluva kick from Sami Zayn. 1, 2, 3. They retain the belts. By the time they retain the belts, Solo Sikoa is back on the ramp. I guess he took care of Matt Riddle, but he didn't have time to come in and take care of, you know, whoever he was going to take care of, and then we're left not knowing what was going to happen. And the Usos leave without the belts, and I guess they're going to the ocean of obscurity.
Well, say Solo Sikoa was supposed to come out and help the Usos because Reigns like, here, they need help. Does that not mean Solo Sikoa failed in his job as well?
Is he going into the ocean with them?
Yeah, they all three of them going?
Because he never made it to the ring.
So Rikishi got to fucking pick them up.
But it just doesn't make any sense to me, right? Because like Roman Reigns has used, like Sami Zayn says, Roman Reigns is using you know, to protect him, to keep the belts on him. So why would Roman Reigns try and rock the boat? And even contemplate getting rid of 2 members of his fucking faction?
I don't know, maybe he wants to make them sweat, up their game. But in reality, he doesn't never want to get rid of them.
Well, can WWE not up their game and put on better shows? Because this was hard to watch.
This is a 1 out of 10, and 1 for 1. Shawn Michaels smile.
Yeah, apart from that, guys, it was nice to see some legends, but overall, this show was fucking terrible. I would go as far as saying that it was the worst show since WrestleMania. I think the draft added absolutely nothing.
If anything, it took away?
I think the format of the draft was done in the worst possible way. If they can't have GMs, why can't we at least just bring back the draft lottery and you have matches, and when somebody wins a match, you know, it flashes up on the screen? To me, that's better than what we got tonight.
I know. Like, who's deciding? Oh, they're just coming out with bits of paper. Oh, this... Triple H even said that they have decided... Well, who's they?
Fox and USA.
Aye.
No, I know what I think would be genuinely cool? If like a top executive for both Fox and USA actually came up and had like a live debate and they actually drafted their own fucking rosters.
Well, why, right?
No, and then WWE decided, right, you know what, we're actually going to start booking fresh for whatever happens, and they accept what happens. I know that would never happen, but I think at least that would be different and it would be cool.
I know, but it's never happening. Just like a good show, guys, because it's a 1 out of 10.
No, but like, let's say they get creative teams, right? Why can't they have a legit fucking draft? I thought a good idea would have been McMahon and Triple H saying, right, you know what, you want to be in charge, I want to be in charge, you take one show, I take one show, and we'll actually have a legit draft where we'll go one-on-one against each other. and not this fake shit where it's all predetermined who's going where.
No, you're right, that would have been good, but
no, we don't get that. We get this fucking fake crap where people just come out and announce names.
it's all about the names.
No
man.
impact, no relevancy. Like, the only guy upset was Shawn Michaels because 2 people got taken for NXT, but look at back in the day, McMahon was pissed off that Ric Flair got The Undertaker.
Undertaker was pissed off.
Eric Bischoff was fucking fuming that Paul Heyman got Triple H. Taz is annoyed that ECW's fucking dying on within his eyes because all the ECW guys are getting drafted. JR's legitimately pissed that he's been drafted to the B show. What do we get tonight? You get fuck all, man. Just a bunch of names. Doesn't matter who's on what show. Raw, SmackDown. It's the same fucking shite. The only difference is one's red, one's blue, and one has an extra hour. And on that note, guys, this review's not going an hour. Catch you in the next one. Till next time. Peace.